So today we've got the little Swift Conqueror 480 2008, the Caravan. I'm going to show you how everything works, go through literally from putting the gas on, the water, the electric, and then how to operate everything. So on the outside, on this one, it's got a motor mover, so not all models are going to have the motor mover fitted on, but this one has. We've got a little locker that goes underneath of our front seats for storage. External gas barbecue point, so this comes off the main gas supply, so you've not got to have cables or gas pipes running out from the gas locker. It literally, little fitting will go into here and you can connect up your barbecue point. Being a 2008, we've got two sockets, so we've got the 7-pin grey and the 7-pin black. Black is all of your road lights, grey is your auxiliary. So that's going to run your charger, your reversing light and your fridge. So if you've not got the 7-pin grey wired on the vehicle, or all 13 pins through a converter, the fridge, reverse lights and battery charger won't work as you're travelling. We've got the Alco hitch head, we've got set up for propane, so the connection on this is a hand wheel, so it's literally just do this up by hand, and then just once it's tight, a little tiny nip, and we can then turn our gas bottle on, and that will allow the gas through into the Caravan. Obviously when we're looking to fit gas bottles properly, it is just our test bottle, but normally we'd have those strapped in properly so they're not going to move around while we travel. Coming round, we are a little bit frozen up still today, so we've not got the water running through, but we've got our water pump, so that will plug into here and then drop into our Aquarol, and that will then pump the water into the Caravan. Flue for the water heater, so this little cover, if we're going to use the water heater on the gas, this has to be removed, otherwise that water heater won't light up on the gas. Room for leisure battery, we've got room for roughly 110 amp leisure battery, and then our mains plug is going to plug in as so, and then our motor mover switch is just in the back there, and the little key switch for our mover is just in there also. We've then got our vents for the fridge, wastewater, so all of our wastewater is going to come out of the two outlets here, and then we've got our cassette toilet. So we've got our flush for the cassette toilet, and then the actual cassette at the bottom. So when we come into the Caravan, in our wardrobe we've got our little trip switches to check whether we've got 230 volt power, so that can be tested with our little test button there. We've then got our water heater. Now it's very important, if we've not got water in the system, that is off, otherwise our water heater is going to be on electric and potentially cause damage to the heating element, so always make sure that this is off until we've got water through the system. Our battery charger, that can permanently stay on, and our space heater, again, that can stay on because that just puts the power through to the controls. Above the door is where we're going to actually sort of turn everything on. So we've got our main on and off button. We can then select whether we're on the Caravan battery or charger, or if we're connected on the car, we could select the car, and if we've got all 13s or both 7-pin electrics, this will allow the power through into the Caravan and run the fridge and the charger, etc. We're on Caravan today, so we're going to select our Caravan, so we get a little light on here. When we press our star, it tells us then that we've got 14.5 volts coming through the charger. We've not got a car connected, so we've got nothing on that side. We can then put our lights on, so we've got our internal lights and our awning light on and off. Water pump at the very top, so because we've not got water in the system, we're not going to put our water pump on just yet. We'd obviously wait until we've got connection on the outside with our Aquarol and the water pump, and then once we know that everything's okay, we could turn that on. I'll still run through all the system of how that works and what to do with the water system, but we won't actually physically get the water through because of the frost. Underneath of our seat to the side is our drain off valve for the water system. So if we are going to use the system, if we are going to run the water system, we need to make sure our little drain valve is down. If that's in the upright position, then that is draining the water system down. So we'd open all of our taps and that will drain the complete water system down for you. When this is down and flat, we can then actually put the water pump on and get the water through the system. So before we put our water pump on, we need to make sure that is flat, and then all of our taps are in the closed position, and then we could put our water pump on and start getting the water through. Once we've got a nice flow of water through the water system, we can then put our water heater on, either on the electric, or at the side here we've got the Trima Ultra Store, and this is our gas setting. So if you wanted our gas hot water on, we'd select this on and you get the little green light on there, and then you can set the temperature to where you want it to. If you wanted to use your heating system, now we've already put on the little switch in the cupboard, so we've left that space heater switch on. Now that puts the power through to our ultra heat here, so this is going to control the heat from our fire on electric. So we've got 2 kilowatts, and you'll see we've got the little green light in there. If we haven't got the little green light in there, it's that little switch in the wardrobe isn't on. We've got off 500 watts or 1000 or 1 kilowatts. So once we've selected what power setting, whether it's 2000, 500 or 1000, we can then select our temperature inside with the thermostat on the dial there. With that electric heating on, we're going to get heat out the front of the fire. So if we want our blown air heating on the top left hand side, we'd select A. Now that is going to work automatically with our heating and put the heat around the caravan for us on the blown air heating. If we turn that into the off position, that is then just going to put heat out the front. Or if we want the fan on constantly and just control the speed, we can put it to the left hand side, and then we can control the speed of that fire fan here. If it was in the summer and we hadn't got any heating on, we can run that on the left hand setting just as the fan, just to blow cool air around the caravan. We have got gas heating on the fire as well, which is over on this side here, but before we come to that, what I'm going to do is actually get the gas through the system, and the easiest way to get the gas through the system is on our hob. It's going to take about 30-40 seconds to get the gas coming through, as we have now, if we've got a new gas bottle or we've just connected up the gas for the first time. So we've got a little bit of gas in the system there, so we're just now waiting for the gas on the bottle now to come through, and then that'll light up. We'll then light up the other gas rings. And we can physically see now that we've got the gas coming through the system, so when we come to light up the fire, the fridge, the hot water system on gas, it's all going to light up a little bit quicker and easier. We have got the grill, and again the control dial is on the top for the grill. And then just below is our oven. And again, all we're doing is holding our gas valve in, hitting our igniter, and that will then light up. When we now come to light up our heating or our fridge, our hot water, it's all going to light up a little bit easier. So if we wanted our fire on the gas, we turn the control dial down, round, you'll hear a ticking, and if we hold our control dial in, the ticking will stop, leave it in for about 10-15 seconds, and then as we release the gas valve, you'll hear the fire roar up. Again now, if we want the heat just coming out the front of the fire, we'll leave it as it is, but if we want our blown air heating on, we'll put it onto the A, and that will distribute the heat through the caravan on the blown air heating. We've then got our fridge, so we've got our main on and off button in the middle at the bottom, so we hold that one in. We can then select what power setting that we want. So it's gone on to the mains, so we're on mains electric. So that is only going to work if we've got our mains electric plugged in. Now if we wanted to select a different setting, so we've got battery, so that's only going to work when we're connected to the vehicle. So if we've got the 7 pins or all 13 pins wired on the car and that grey plug plugged in, that fridge can then work off the car. And then over on the right hand side we've got the gas. To adjust the temperature, so if it's not getting cold enough or it's getting too cold, we can use our right hand button and that will then adjust the fridge temperature of how cold it's going to get. Once we've finished using the fridge, again we can turn the fridge off by holding the on and off button, and that will then turn that off. Throughout the caravan we've got separate lights, so we've got our little light switches on the individual lights. We've got our front lights, so our little switches just underneath will control those, and again our individual switches. We have got another light in the middle which is controlled by the switch here, and then over in the kitchen area we've got a little light that comes on with our little switch. Our microwave, it is just mains 230, so if we've not got the electric plugged in, the microwave won't work. And then as we go into the bathroom, we've got our cassette toilet. The switch for our light in the bathroom is just here, and then for our flush water to come through on the toilet is our blue button on the top. To open everything through to let it all go into the cassette is our little grey handle on the bottom, and we can slide that then open and close, and that lets everything through. Hopefully that has shown you all the workings on this Swift Conqueror 480. If you've got any questions, let us know in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'm Mark at the Caravan Place.